Welcome to this edition of To The Point. And today in To The Point, we are going to talk about Manipur. All efforts to bring peace and normalcy has once again taken a fresh hit as indiscriminate violence was reported again in the state of Manipur. 3 incidents of shooting has been reported from the state in the past 2 days. In the most recent development, a teenager was shot dead by unidentified gunmen in Bishnupur district in the wee hours of Friday. Officials say that the gunman fired indiscriminately, during which the teenager who was hurrying to take over was hit by a bullet. Fresh firing also erupted in Churachandpur, resulting in the tragic death of 2 village volunteers and leaving 3 others injured on the July 7th. Meanwhile, irate locals, mostly women, hit the streets in Moirang against the firing. Earlier, miscreants shot a woman in Imphal West around 8:30 am on Thursday. Another development. Meanwhile, the Assam Rifles has refuted a recently published report that one of its personnel was injured in police firing at Khangabok in Thoubal district on July 4th. In a statement, it said that the personnel was hurt in firing by an unidentified individual among a riotous mob which allegedly tried to loot weapons from a camp of the Indian Reserve Battalion in Thoubal district on Tuesday. The incident led to a clash with the security forces in which a 27-year-old man was killed. An Assam Rifle Jawan was shot in the leg. And in other developments, reports suggest that after a meeting with the Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, it has been reported in newspapers that the Kuki SoO group withdrew road blockade on National Highway 2. There's a combined team and 24 bunkers around Imphal West and East were destroyed. A 30-member civil bodies team from Nagaland visited Manipur to promote peace and solidarity. And yes, someone tried to interfere in Indian affairs. US Ambassador to India, Eric Garcetti, has said that his country is ready to assist in any way if asked to resolve the Manipur crisis. While calling it an internal matter of India, Eric Garcetti said US does not have any strategic concerns, but it has human concerns.
Let me speak about Manipur first, which is that we pray for peace there. When you ask, does it concern the United States, I don't think it's about strategic concerns. I think it's about human concerns. I think all of us, you don't have to be Indian to care when children or individuals die in the sort of violence that we see. And we know that peace is the precedent for so many other good things. There's been so much progress in the Northeast and in the East here. The country has done some remarkable things in recent years, and those can't continue without peace. So we stand ready, willing, able to assist in any way if asked, but we know this is an Indian matter, and we pray for that peace, that it may come quickly, because we can bring more collaboration, more projects, more investment if that peace is in place. The second piece that you mentioned is, democracies are difficult, right? All of us, we come from a place of a lot of humility in the United States. Protecting minority rights is not easy to do in the United States. Democracies are both about majority rule and all voices being protected. And so those are our values. We talk about them, or we talk about them in an unabashed way, and we believe them deeply in our core. They're reflected in the documents of our country as they're reflected in the documents of yours as well.
Isn't the American ambassador trying to fish in troubled waters?
I think, he's yet to get out of from the high horse that usually people from, United States of America or others, the diplomat, they have in mind that, that we are living in a third world country where they need our guidance on how to, control a situation. Basically, if any smart diplomat can tell them, for one incident, 5 incidents which happened in America, which compromises on the famed democratic principles which are there. But I think I'm not concerned, honestly speaking, about Karthikeya, about what the American ambassador is trying to see. Nobody cares that much about. But yeah, it is. I will be wrong if I don't say that it is indeed embarrassing as well.
Okay.
And the fact is that what is more worrisome for me individually, Karthikeya, is that the violence is not being able. I mean, the state administration and the center is not able to contain the violence, which I feel is a very is becoming a big challenge now.
I'm also joined by noted social activist Gladdy. Gladdy, a very warm welcome to you. Gladdy, what do you have to say in your opening statement on the indiscriminate firing which continues in Manipur?
Yes, Karthikeya, this is the 66 days today. It's a 2 months long violence erupted in Manipur since 3rd May. We all know that. Over 112 people life lost, over 300 churches burned down, and about 40,000 people internally displaced, which is very, very unfortunate. And then, like I said yesterday, the court is not, the fair trial is not given to both the party. Manipur High Court is very accessible for the tribal, and the suggestion of moving High Court to Guwahati for temporary is not done till now. And also, I won't be able to stay too long because, like I talk on the phone, that I have a meeting going on the other room. But I'm here just to tell that the unfortunate thing happened with this Mrs. Don named Khangabok, which was shot dead yesterday, which the media reported that she's a suicide bomber disrupting the school-going children. I just want to clarify that she is a local person from Churachandpur, born in 1961 in a place, Molbeng, which is very close to the heart of Churachandpur district. And this kind of narrative, wrong narrative should be stopped. The real news has to come out. I know the name of her father, Pu Khamkhozam, and Mankoi Tonsing is her parents, and she has this mental illness, schizophrenia, where she went to even Bihar for treatment. Such kind of, innocent life who's mentally sick was killed yesterday. So I just want to bring to the notice that if a person who's roaming around unharmed, harmless person is also brutally shot and killed, who will spare our life in Manipur? This is the
Gladdy,
point I want to bring today.
Gladdy,
Yes.
we are very
Yes.
lucky, you remember in the track 2 when we met for the first time today, and it's a good day that Lieutenant General Sukhdeep Sangwan has joined us, and he is former DG Assam Rifles. We had discussed this issue number of times. I am so glad, Brijesh, at least today, we will have some answers because there were a lot of questions and narratives about or around Assam Rifles. A very warm welcome to you, sir. And my first question to you is, how do you see and how do you react to this narrative around Assam Rifle in the context of Manipur, sir?
Okay, let me first deviate and swerve from a mere customary thanks to News9 and to you, Karthikeya, to rather gracious and humble indebtedness to you for affording me this opportunity. See, I have spent most part of my service in Northeast as a whole, and Manipur in particular, and Assam Rifles are close to my heart. Getting an opportunity to speak before you in respect of Assam Rifles is a privilege. See, while speaking about Assam Rifles, I would try and clear some haze which surrounds not only the populace in the Northeast, but also rest of the country. Why I said haze is because this force, the oldest paramilitary force, which was raised in 1835 as Kachar Levy, is basically to safeguard the interests of the tea planters, has always remained focused on its task and never attempted to go and publicize what it is doing for the social cause. Unfortunately, it has always it has faced the flak rather than getting the credit. You see, it was raised in Northeast. It was raised with people from the Northeast. The 100% populace in the initial stages was from Northeast. So Assam Rifles DNA and the Northeast DNA cannot be separated. And that is rightly so. That's why it is rightly so called as Friends of the Northeast. And of course, it is the Sentinels of the Northeast. It grew as militia. I'll be very cryptic because I respect the wisdom of audience. It grew as militia. It participated in World War I. Thereafter, in 1917, it got the current name, that is Assam Rifles. It is, if today Kohima and Imphal are with India, it is because of the people of Northeast who fought shoulder to shoulder with Assam Rifles that we have these two important cities with us today. That is the kind of contribution. It has participated in all wars. It is a CICT hardened force. Not only in Northeast, all insurgencies in Northeast, Assam Rifles has been part of. It is basically dealt in the counter-insurgency operations. Assam Rifles has been in IPKF. That is, it fought against the LTT. It has gone to Sri Lanka. It has gone to J&K. It has participated in Punjab. Not only this, it has got an international footfall. For 9 years, it was there in UN peacekeeping force in Haiti. And with an impeccable human rights record, it has been awarded numerous times by the United Nations. We've raised a NDP, that is the NDRF battalion. So these are some of the achievements of this force, the general neutral force. And let me tell you, the significant part of the Assam rifle is in the conventional domain, which we can't speak in the open forum. It has got a conventional role. I told you it has participated in all wars except Kargil, because Kargil, in military parlance, I'm basically a military man. We never treated Kargil as a war. It was a mere skirmish, and we don't have to get all forces in the skirmish. Now let's talk about the Assam Rifles' contribution in the Northeast. And I hope I'm not taking too much of time, Karthike.
No,
Can
no,
I go
please,
on?
please, please. Just go ahead, and then then I'll once you are done, then I'll introduce other guests as well, sir, and then we'll have
So
questions.
I'll just take two parts very briefly on the contribution, and secondly, the operational environment, how Assam Rifle is operating with its both hands tied. It's both hands tied. Firstly, the contribution. It has always invested in the future of Northeast. 46 schools are being run, which are not confined only to the children of Assam Rifles. We are basically allowing children from Northeast. You see the initiative, recent initiative by the DG Assam Rifles, current DG Assam Rifles, the way we have trained people to join the Sainik schools. Pungalwa is one example wherein the intake has increased. Even in Thoubal, we trained people to join the National Defense Academy as officers. 3 cadets cleared the NDA test in 2021. We conduct educational tours. Assam Rifle is one force which has recognized the soft power potential of Northeast, and I have been saying again and again, Government of India needs to harness the soft power potential of beautiful states of the Northeast, all seven, rather all 8 Northeastern states. Assam Rifle does it. We were the first ones to introduce the sports under 19 women's sports tournament. You do the sports. We have established the first sports school of sports in the Northeast in Shillong. It is the second of its kind in the country. The first one is the National School of Sports Rai. We were there to establish the first pineapple processing plant long back in Ghaspani. The Assam Rifle ex-servicemen were settled in a place called Vijayanagar, which unfortunately, though, today also remains unconnected by the road. It's not connected. It's
So, are
only
you
by,
talking about Vijayanagar in Arunachal Pradesh?
yeah. So that is also where
Well,
Assam
let me tell
Rifle.
you, sir, I had the privilege of landing in the of the ALC of Vijayanagar in 2003.
Oh, that's a
And
rare
I was
privilege.
there. And I was there for 5 hours in Vijayanagar. First, we took the helicopter, and then we took the plane.
Yeah, so that is the
Army took
place
us.
visited by our ex-servicemen, the Assam Rifle ex-servicemen. And then all disaster management activities, all medical emergencies, and the COVID management, just we saw this, was done by Assam
Okay.
Rifles. Let me compliment the Northeast populace here. The kind of discipline we saw in Northeast populace during COVID was amazing. What we wanted, what we told them, they followed in letter and spirit, and we could contain to a large extent.
Okay.
These were few things, and then I'll
Okay.
talk about the operational environment once you have
Oh,
introduced the other.
absolutely, sir. Stay with me. I'm also joined by Dr. Seeram Rajesh. Glad he's back. Dr. Rajesh, today we really are privileged to have Lieutenant General Sangwan with us. But, I want to today talk about the narrative of Assam Rifle. I thought I'll dedicate this show. कुछ दूध का दूध पानी का पानी. What are the issues? Why is the debate on Assam Rifles so contested? A community supports it and another opposes it. Dr. Seeram Rajesh.
Yeah, I think I missed some of the point that was actually mentioned. In this, you are actually asking a very important questions, and in the context of Manipur violence, that there are in fact, as we all know, that in the last 60 days, the conflict is continuing, and still it seems like it started from the 3rd May. So there is no progress, and both the groups, both the Kukis and the Maitai, they are arming themselves to protect themselves because the state has completely failed. When I say state, it includes the state government and also central government. So why the state has failed, we need to find out what are the basic problems. As a student of social science, when we actually look at why the problem is continuing for so long, and why this violence is not being stopped. So this has to be answered from a very honest point of view. So as a person, I would like to say that there is no essential effort has been taken from the central government, from the government of India to resolve this conflict. Rather, there are many people, the people in Manipur, both the community are actually complaining against the state. Either the Kukis are saying that the police are supporting the Meitei, or even they are protecting. On the other side, the Meitei population are saying or even accusing that Assam Rifles are protecting to the Kuki militants, or they are not taking any action when the Kuki militants are actually attacking to the civilians.
Dr. Sriram Rovesh, I am very happy that you have very politely put the real issue here. And Sangwan Saab, that is why, I invited you today. And both of them are very respected, and they're very Gladdy and Dr. Rajesh are regular participants on the show. And I thought, with you being there, certain issues can be very decently, politely addressed. Dr. Rajesh, continue.
So what I'm trying to say is that if we do not diagnose what actually the problem is, and if we do not find out, even the 60 days of conflict, if the state is not able to identify who actually are involved of trying to break the peaceful coexistence in Manipur, that means state has not done. Let me give you because I'm asking a question, but I will also throw some answer. In this conflict, the first conflict actually started from 3rd May, and it was a peaceful protest, and the large number of people were involved. But we cannot accuse all of them, because they all have come for a genuine cause, that they are opposing to the Meitei being part of the a recommendation of the High Court that the Meitei should be part of the scheduled tribe. But the problem is not that, because every community has a right to do a protest. But on that protest, some vested interest group, basically the Kuki militants, they came up with a uniform and AK-47 rifles, and they are involving in the crowd and attacking the community. I don't want to mention it here, but if 60 days on the down, the government is not taken action against those groups who have actually involved in breaking the law or breaking the peaceful life, rather they are talking to them separately without the accountability of the central government.